Hello, everyone. I'm not going to have a PowerPoint or any visuals for you this time just because I don't have anything that I can present it on. So I'm going to be giving my speech on why you should no longer text and drive, and by the end of this, hopefully you won't even be tempted. So 69% of drivers between the age of 18 and 64 admit to using their phones while they drive. So in the article Facts and Statistics about Texting and Driving, it's reported that in 2018, they had the statistics from 2015. The Department of Transportation released that 3,477 people died, and another 300,091 were injured because of automobile accidents that were due to distracted driving, texting and driving. These numbers are huge, and this should be very obvious that there's no reason that people should be texting and driving when the text can wait. So I truly believe that all 50 states should have texting and driving as an illegal act. No death, and the injury rate is worth sending that text right away. Most college students in this class and most of this class can agree that they're on their phones a little too much. We're a little bit addicted to our phones. So at least 62% of the students in this class admitted to using their phones while texting. So if you obviously just take a bigger portion of that, it's way too big for everyone else out there on the road. I had a really close friend who almost lost her life because she was texting and driving, and she got hit by a huge car because she wasn't looking, and she spent months in the hospital recovering. So hopefully the statistics that I present to you guys really get it ingrained in your mind that it's not worth sending the text. So I've given you a little summary of what we're going to talk about, so here are some statistics to start it off. The rate is obviously way too high for injuries and death. There's no excuse. Edgar Snyder and Associates report that 666,000 drivers a day are on their phones while driving. National Safety Council reports that 1.6 million car crashes a year are caused because of cell phone use. So that might not be texting and driving, but it could be Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, anything, phones even, talking on the phone. This texting and driving or talking on the phone makes it 6 times more likely to cause an accident than drunk driving. So what do you think about all of this? As a driver, we should know that it should be banned, and 94% of drivers are in favor of banning it, actually. And according to an AAA poll, 94% of teenagers acknowledge the dangers of texting, and 35% still admit that they do it anyway. So that's a very easy thing that we can fix. In 2015, like I said before, 3,477 people died in car accidents due to being distracted by their phones. If that statistic alone isn't enough to change your mind, I don't know what will. There are so many different reasons why this distracted driving needs to be minimalized. The Odyssey provides an example that you might not think of right off the bat. You're setting a horrible example for your children or whoever's in the car with you by texting and driving. It's saying, I don't care about anyone else's life or yours, technically putting it in danger. Texting and driving is illegal in almost every state. And by doing this with younger children in the car, it also shows that you're doing something illegal and putting other people at risk. 15 facts about texting and driving points out a few different points that may not come to mind right away as well. If you know your friend is driving, there is no reason for you to send a text to them to give them that temptation. Everyone needs to be together on the same page. If I know that, your sister, your boyfriend, your parents are driving, wait until you know they'll reach their destination to talk to them. You don't want to, put them at risk as well. Another risk you can think of is the fact that we need a little healthier balance to when we're on our phones. It would kind of help take away this addiction we deal with every day. It's not that hard to not be on your phone for 5 minutes. Maggie Murray presents 2 other reasons about why you shouldn't text and drive. The first is a little out of the box. It's not as much about hurting people, but it also if you were to cause an accident because of texting and driving, your insurance premium is going to skyrocket. So if anything, help yourself out. It also presents that Virginia Tech Transportation Institute determined that being distracted and texting at the wheel multiplies your chances of getting in an accident by 23%. It's ridiculous. By 23 times. So what states, after all of this is said, who still doesn't think texting and driving shouldn't be allowed? 3 states in the United States still allow texting. Arizona, Montana, and Missouri allow full cell phone usage. National Conference of State Legislators report that 15 states have banned just cell phone use in general, or handheld cell phone use, and then no states have banned it completely. And the New York Times presents an emotional poll, and this kind of would tug at your heartstrings a little more. It talks about this man named Reggie Shaw. He learned that you shouldn't text and drive the hard way. He was getting into his work truck, and was texting and driving going down some steep hills. It was raining, it was slippery, and ended up clipping a car with 2 men in it and taking both of their lives because they spun out of control. If you put yourself in Reggie's shoes, I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I caused something like that from something so simple as texting and driving. So many innocent lives are taken and hindered every year because of the simple, controllable factor: texting and driving. Having everything at our fingertips every day is a luxury we have started to abuse. We must set a better example for our children, our friends, to put our phones down when we drive. We also need to band together as a community, as citizens of the United States, to make texting and driving legal in all 50 states.